The Untold Truth about Tiger King, the Netflix series. Before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button so you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Screen Paradise. Netflix's Tiger King docuseries introduced so many different characters that it was hard to keep track. But there were a few who stood out, like Jeff Lowe and his wife, Lauren. Fans of Tiger King will instantly recognize Jeff in his hat and bandana combo alongside Lauren, who was beautiful with fiery red hair. He was introduced into the docuseries as a potential investor in Joe Exotic's park, but it wasn't until Exotic transferred the park to Jeff after severe financial struggles that things became shady. Here are some facts you may not know about Tiger King. Joe Exotic had a lot more husbands. Joe Exotic is a serial monogamist, if not polygamist, boasting of his not exactly legal simultaneous marriages to John Finley and Travis Maldonado. After splitting with Finley and Maldonado's death, Exotic recoupled with Dylan Passage, but that's not the entire history of the Exotic husbands, who also worked at a zoo. According to intelligence, in the late 80s, Exotic worked as a security guard at a Dallas gay bar, where he met a 19-year-old cowboy named Brian Ryan. They lived together for well over a decade and were married at the bar where they met, and Ryan was around for many of the events depicted in Tiger King. He was there when Exotic's older brother Gerald died in 1997, and when Exotic opened up the GW Exotic Animal Memorial Park in his memory. Ryan died in 2001 in Exotic's arms from HIV-related causes, and according to zoo employees, helped trigger Exotic's descent into colorful and erratic behavior. Fans are still skeptical about the Lows and their nanny. Jeff and Lauren Lowe have been active on Instagram, despite heat they're facing for what happened in Tiger King. They're also open about sharing details of their personal lives, including the arrival of their new nanny, Masha Deduk. On their Oklahoma Zoo Instagram page, they shared a picture of Deduk standing between Jeff and Lauren with the caption, "Our hashtag hot nanny is here." While that seems celebratory, the comments said otherwise. Many people were skeptical that Lauren is actually happy with the situation, as one person wrote, "That is embarrassing. Your poor wife pretending to like it all." The comment garnered over 1,800 likes, so it seems to be a popular opinion. Others doubted the Duke's nannying abilities with the comment, "There's no way that she knows how to change a diaper." Joe Exotic's animal magic act was less than magical. A big trick involved making a tiger magically appear on stage in a previously empty cage. A noisy explosion and pyrotechnics provided the necessary misdirect, but those things also frightened the big cat, who would show up in the cage near the back, cringing in fear. Since seeing a tiger in distress could make an audience feel uneasy and make Exotic look bad, the magician decided to get rid of the tiger and bring in a sheep, which he'd spray painted black and orange to resemble a tiger. Not only did audiences immediately recognize the painted sheep for what it was, but it was just as scared of the pyro as the tiger was. Stone had to go into the cage and hug the frightened creature for the length of the trick. Joe Exotic didn't really sing those songs. As shown in Tiger King, Joe Exotic tried to be a lot of things. He was a zoo-running businessman, an animal handler, and perhaps most inexplicably, a country music singer who wrote and performed songs very much about his own life as a tiger lover. Take for example his tune, "I Saw a Tiger." Those songs, loaded onto CDs sold in his park's gift shop, were so very personal, and yet Exotic had little to do with the enterprise, apart from the marketing. According to the Tiger King co-star and Exotic's arch nemesis Carol Baskin, those aren't the Tiger King's golden pipes. Joe Exotic only lip-synced to songs written and recorded by Vince Johnson and Danny Clinton, Baskin said on the Big Cat Rescue blog via Newsweek, adding that she has emails from Johnson and Clinton, the real musicians behind those tunes, to prove it. Joe Exotic sold tiger bones to a bone museum before Tiger King. Producers couldn't possibly fit all the wild Tiger King trivia into 7 parts. This means fans are severely missing out on knowing what becomes of Joe Exotic's big cats when they perish. According to Moore, bones of the dead tigers go to America's only skeleton museum in Oklahoma Metropolis. Who set the GW Zoo on fire? While it'd be irresponsible for Moore to outright name who he believes to be responsible for the fire that killed the zoo's reptile habitat and hours of documentary footage, he did tease a potential suspect.
It would have been more violent and probably expose a lot more things than what you saw in the documentary series of Tiger King. If I were to let the video out that I have shot of you killing animals on this park, you tricking people by taking in their animals, you'd probably go to jail. He changed the locks on the studio so I couldn't get in, and the next thing you know, the studio burned. So the FBI has a pretty good idea who did it.
At one level, I used to be investigating the hearth on the zoo, and I interviewed the case officer on the Wynwood Police Department, Brian Gordon, over the telephone. The following day, I acquired a name from Joe, livid, saying he'd gotten a name from Brian that I used to be asking about him. He tweeted, I stated, "Joe, why is the case officer on the case wherein you are a suspect calling you to inform you a reporter is asking questions on you?" Joe stated. Effectively, he's my limo driver, which was true. The post ends with a link to an April 2018 story that stated Gordon sexually assaulted an intellectually disabled man multiple times in Bryan County. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also,